What up, my dudes and my lady dudes? Welcome back to another episode of Everybody Loves Hypnotoad. It is he was me, boy, the Hypnotoad.
All glory to the Hypnotoad.
What's up? What's happening? All right, the first video of August.
Get excited.
We're gonna start it with a reaction from our boy CJ the Champ, Light YAGMAI. More importantly, August is the Hypnotoad's birthday month.
You don't need pants for the victory dance, cause baboon's better than weasel.
So, you know, feel free to stop by the stream on, the weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and say happy birthday. Or say it in the comment section, whatever. Or don't.
I'm trash.
Who am I to tell you what to do? Other than the master of time and space and your entertainer. Anyway, make sure you go to CJ the Champ, hit the likes, hit the subscribes, and then come back here and then hit the likes, subscribes, and turn on the notifications, because some of y'all don't be having notifications on. You know, I would talk about that right now, but that's not what we're here for right now. Okay, that's not what we're here for. That is not what we're here for right now. I'm gonna give y'all a pass. We'll talk about that and we will address that another time. Meantime, between time, let's get into it. Are you ready? Are you ready?
I'm going to jail!
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for another installment of anime's Deadliest serial killers. And today we dive into the case of the most notorious serial killer in anime history. And that is none other than Kira, aka Light YAGMAI. And my God, with all the evidence and the amount of victims this man racked up, this case is gonna be a beefy one. So
it is.
Let's stop
it's gonna be very
time.
beefy.
So without further ado,
have you watched Death Note? Is this your first time actually diving into Death Note? Is this video right here? Let me know in the comment section. If it is, let me know. Welcome. Welcome to the joy of you are about to find out that it's Death Note. And for everybody else that knows what's up, we know what's about to go down. Okay, we know about the shenaniganeries that's about to happen. yeah. Our man's here is gonna be quite busy. Objection. That's go. Yeah. There's not gonna be too many of those. Sorry. Not gonna be too many of those.
it's time to dive in to the Kira case. Light YAGMAI, one of the most diabolical niggas to ever exist.
A
man with a kill count that ranges in the 6 figures.
It does. It does.
A whole cult praising this nigga, thinking that he's the Messiah.
That's true.
Somebody to help me glorify God and stretch out your arms, open up your mouth, and say anyway.
But you
praise
have to
him.
wonder
Praise
how
him.
the actual did this generic ass background character looking toothpick built ass nigga become one of the most notorious mass murderers in fiction?
A book.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is why we are here.
So
first off, we need to know what the hell the weapon was to commit all these homicides. And that, of course, is the Death Note. Now, I'm pretty sure everybody knows how this thing works. But if you forgot, here's a quick refresher. The human whose name is written in this note shall die. The
note, he says human. Okay, that's very important. All right, which means it can't harm people like the Hypnotoad. All right, Siam is in fact a space amphibian. So
note will not take effect unless the writer has the person's face in their mind when writing his or her name. Therefore, people sharing the same name will not be affected. If
you ain't got no imagination and they share the same name, you are cooked.
The cause of death is written within 40 seconds of writing the person's name, it will happen. And finally, after writing the cause of death, details of the death should be written in the next 6 minutes and 40 seconds.
Which means if you're not detailed and have imagination and can visualize this shit, you know what's not gonna happen? The thing you wrote. You just did all this for nothing. You're a scrub. You don't even know how to use a death note. What do you don't know how to like take instructions? Good lord. Anyway, you got
now,
this,
with all that explained, we can now move into the first major incident, and that is, of course, the first confirmed 52 victims.
Yeah,
now, when
52.
Light first found the Death Note, when it conveniently dropped right in front of him, he thought to himself, man, this is some bullshit. What is this, a sick joke? Who the hell would believe this? But Light, being a little curious George, decided to take the book. So later on, when Light got home, bro was a little bored. So he ended up thinking in his head,
why not,
I
right?
mean, it doesn't hurt to try it out, right? So
Would you do
intrusive
it?
thoughts took over. So he ended up turning on the news and hearing,
Would you do a comment
"Breaking
section?
news! A local crackhead is holding 8 children hostage at a daycare." So Light said, "F it, let's write this guy's name down. I mean, he's a criminal after all."
Right,
So
why not?
40 seconds later, the news comes back on and says, "Breaking news! The children have been set free and the assailant just
How about that?
over and died."
Wow.
Well, this man Light was shook. He was like, "No,
Holy
no,
crap.
no. It was just coincidence, right?
Yeah.
No fucking way, right?" But it was no coincidence.
fucking way.
This local crackhead was the first victim of Light. But Light needed more proof because he thought it just had to be a random coincidence that bro had a heart attack when he wrote his name down. So later
Random
on that same
coincidence, my
night,
ass.
while Light is walking back
But
from
continue.
cram school, he ends up seeing this lady walking, and these bikers come up and start to harass her. So ugly biker bastard right here ends up saying, "Hey there, pretty lady. How about you come fuck with a real nigga and come in, spit on that thing for me."
Oh my god.
So these freaky ass niggas tried to
No, he
redo
did
a
not
Villa
just go
shorty
there.
in the parking lot.
They
But
did.
Light was
They
in the
really
convenience
did.
store watching the whole thing like, "Not on my watch, you 69 gods." So he wrote bro's name down and made the Cosby of accident.
This man said, "Not on my watch, you 69 gods." You know, I could see Light saying some shit like that. This the whole dubbed. This the whole, you know, dubbed hood version right here. This really happened.
Accidental death, and the rest was history. Old girl breaks away while ugly bastard tries to track her down.
Watch your jet, bro. Watch your jet.
Truckoon! What you know about Truckoon? I
And just
dig
like
it.
that, Light caught another body, and this man was stunned. He was like,
Okay, to be fair, we can't give that one to Light. All right, that one was clearly Truckoon. Do I have to run it? Do I gotta run it back? That's Truckoon right there. Okay, that there is Truckoon. All right.
No fucking way. I just summoned Truckoon. That means
That facts. No, that part. If you had the power to summon Truckoon at any time that you wanted, like, yeah, it's over,
be
dude.
a fucking god.
That part.
And at this
That
point,
part.
Light's god complex
It was
born.
over.
This man
It
went
was
back
over.
to the crib, locked the door, looking like he about to beat that thing, and said,
And it
"I'm
was-
about to cleanse this world of its garbage." So this man looked up a list of criminals and just started getting active. This nigga started writing so fast, it looked like he had an essay due the next day. And he just started racking up bodies. Body. Going crazy, thinking in his head, "Yeah, that ugly bastard that was talking to that little girl the other day enjoy being unemployed with Dr. Disrespect."
That's right.
And this man
He's
went through
over
the
here.
whole night just writing down names until
Let the
two
bodies hit
whole
the floor.
pages
Let
were
the
full.
bodies
And
hit
look at
the
this man
floor.
breathing
Let
hard
the
as hell,
bodies
looking like
hit
he
the-
just ran a 5K. And just off of that one night, this man killed 52 criminals. Now here's the wild
Homie
part.
said
That
enemy
was
HG
just
130
criminals that
above.
died of heart attacks. Because when Interpol got this information,
That's
it was
too many
like there
people
could be some
dying.
people that were unaccounted for. So that death toll could have easily been over 100. So after Light racked up all of his first victims, the name Kira started spreading like wildfire because Light was constantly dropping off niggas. Every single day he was killing multiple criminals.
That's
and
right.
people all around the world was supporting this man.
That's
they had
right.
Reddit threads and Discord servers just
The Church of
blazing
Kira.
this nigga. And this just amped up his god complex even more.
That's
Bro,
right.
just looking at this Light, yeah, that's right. Glaze
They
me,
love
nigga.
me.
Polish this
They
Willie. And
love
of course,
me.
now he got this A1 instigating Shinigami Ryuk attached to his hip the whole time.
Long as he
now.
getting
But
apples,
even
he
though
cool.
Light was killing only criminals, at the end of the day, it was still murder. And this
That's
is
right.
when this man fell for the
The
trap.
trap.
Now, this is the moment
yeah,
where you
yeah.
just think to yourself, what if Light never made this crucial mistake? And that mistake was killing Linda L. Taylor on live TV. So
Yeah, that part.
so
Yeah, if
a
you'd have never killed
worldwide
him, it'd have
public
been.
service announcement comes
Could have
on
been
TV,
crazy.
And
Could have
this
been crazy.
man announces
you know?
himself as L, but obviously this ain't L. But Light didn't know. So Linda L. Taylor starts speaking and saying,
Good afternoon, world. My name is Linda L. Taylor. Kira, if you're watching this, we have a message for you. You are evil, and you are just a mindless serial killer. And
Wow.
I'm gonna bring your punk ass to justice.
Oh,
so while Light is
really?
watching this, here comes
Justice,
this
huh?
instigating ass nigga. Ooh, Light, I'm not gonna lie, that nigga pressing your shit right now. So what the fuck you gonna do about it, huh? So here come this man Light. His ego is challenged. You think I'm fucking evil? Quit all that fucking yapping, nigga. I am God, and you can suck my divine dick 6 feet under. So Light got to work quick. He wrote Bro's name down in a heartbeat. And
in big ass,
like,
you see how big and ignorant those letters were, right? Like, did you see how big and ignorant the letters was?
Got to work
Look
quick.
at this
He
shit.
wrote Bro's name down in a heart.
Bro, this thing took a whole page. A whole page. Whole page just for, bro. You should have known at that point that you got baited. You got baited.
Heartbeat. And after he finished, he was like, yeah, that's right. I'll show the world what happens if you defy me. So 40 seconds later, and Lind L. Taylor has a heart attack, croaks over, and dies.
No
and
shit.
Here go Light thinking he got it in the bag. What's wrong? Huh? Get the fuck up, huh? Pussy, you was talking to that shit.
What's good, fuck, nigga?
Huh?
Kira, I can't believe it. You was one dumbass nigga. You really think I'd get my introverted ass on TV and press you like this? You one stupid ass nigga, and now I know all your shit. The dude you just killed? Yeah, he was due for execution today anyway, so he could go off. Also, this is not a worldwide broadcast. We only broadcasting this in the Kanto region of Japan. So guess what, motherfucker? I know exactly where you at. So come on, motherfucker. Go on ahead and try to kill me. Do it. Come on. I'm waiting for you right here. Don't be a pussy bitch. Show me you got some balls on you. Or
Pretty
is
much.
it that you need a name and a face?
Fuck. He got your ass.
Yeah.
Me though.
Sick burn.
Kira, know this.
Super
Oh, my mama,
burn.
I'm coming for
Nova
your bitch ass,
burn.
and I'm gonna put your
Hyper
big ass in a
burn.
slammer.
So after this man L played Light like a
Supremist
fool and pressed the
burn.
living hell out of him, the investigation on Kira went into full effect. So this is where we move on to our next set of evidence and next set of victims.
Oh,
And
yeah,
our first
that's right.
key victim
There
is
will
Ray
be no
Pinber.
objections
Now,
here.
Ray Pinber was a FBI agent. Yeah, this case got so big that this man L
Very
ended
true.
up getting help from the
FBI.
to come solve this case. Because
True.
that's how horrendous this shit got.
I mean, a
Light
lot of
was
people
murdering
were in
like
fact
23
dying.
niggas a day at this
Yeah,
point.
like
He
a lot
was
of people
dropping
were
at
dying.
least one body an hour and just toying with L the whole time.
Yeah,
So L suspected that whoever Kira was had to have ties to the police, because how the hell would this person be getting all this information on these criminals? And what do you know? Light's dad is the police chief. So L basically made every single person that had ties to the police be kept under surveillance by the FBI.
That's
and Ray
right.
Pinber's job was to survey Light. And obviously Light didn't need this type of heat. So Light decided, I'm gonna have to put this man in a coffin. So Light came up with this
Rightfully so.
devious ass plan.
Rightfully so.
And that was the bus jacking incident. So for this, Light needed a guinea pig. So he found another local crackhead on the most wanted list, Kichiro Otsuruda. I'm not gonna lie, I just
Pretty
butchered
good
that
plan.
man's name. So the second
mean,
part of
not
his
too
plan,
bad. It's
he
okay, bro.
needed a shorty. So this man dialed up one of his shorties on his roster and called her and said, hello?
I'm over here stroking my dick. I got lotion on my dick right now. I'm just stroking
Wow.
my shit. I'm horny as fuck, man. I'm a freak, man. Like a freak.
Whoa.
Freaky ass nigga.
So the next
Right.
day, Light
Hey,
ends up meeting
yo.
the girl to go on their date to Disneyland. And of course, Ray Pinber is right behind them, following them, all according to Light's plan. So they end up
Not
getting
the
on the
Birdman
bus,
hands.
and Ray Pinber sits right behind them. So about a
Who
good
would've thought?
15 minutes later, they stop at the next bus stop, and the local crackhead gets on the bus. And
That's a coincidence. Hey, buddy. Hey, buddy. What are you doing here? You wouldn't here to be doing something devious now, would you? You wouldn't be here to do something devious. Nah, you're good. You can get on the bus.
this
Go ahead,
man
go ahead.
wasted no time.
Go ahead.
He cocked back the gun
Never
and
mind.
said, all right, everybody, sit the fuck down and do your best Rosa Parks impersonation. I'm gonna blow this nigga brains out. But sir, please. I ain't playing with you, nigga. So this man called up Disneyland and said, bring out all the cash you made today and make sure the nigga that's bringing out got on a Minnie Mouse costume.
Sir, we're able to comply with your demands, but why the Minnie Mouse costume?
So I could get my nut off, nigga. The
Wow.
fuck else you expect? So while
Wow.
this lunatic is high out of his mind and going wild,
I
this
mean,
man
pretty
Ray
much.
Pinber leans over and says, all right, y'all, like he said, stay calm and do your best Rosa Parks impersonation. My name is Ray Pinber, FBI. So when this man Light looked at this man's ID, bro just smirked and thought in his head, stupid ass nigga. all according to plan.
That's right.
So Light digs in his pocket and drops a piece of paper on the floor. So the crackhead's like, the fuck you moving for, you little shit? You want me to blow your brains out, nigga? But Light meant to drop that paper because
that's right.
that was a piece of the Death Note
paper.
So old boy turns around and starts tweaking because he ends up seeing Ryuk behind him.
Yeah.
So bro just starts emptying the mag, trying to shoot this man Ryuk, but
it ain't gonna work.
It ain't working. So bro ran up to the bus driver and said,
help.
Lord, get me off
Help me, please.
So the bus
Tom
driver
Cruise.
stops. Bro runs out into the street, and Cartoon comes flying down the street and splatters this
Not as good as
nigga's guts
Truckcoon,
with
but
the Nickelodeon
good job,
logo.
Cartoon. Good job, Cartoon.
And of course, Light is sitting on this bus with no emotion, looks at his watch, and said,
All according to the plan.
11:45 on the dot, right on schedule. Light staged this entire bus jacking, because using the Death Note, he made this man board the bus, attempt to hijack it, then jump out and get hit by a car due to accidental death. And then at the end of this, Ray Pember thinks nothing suspicious of this man, because he thought, I mean, he couldn't be Kira, because he would have just offed him when he got on the bus. So
No
now
shit.
this man does not suspect Light, and Light has his name. So after Light
Galactic
boomed the
brain.
second local crackhead, it was time to move into phase 3 of his plan. So about a week later, at a subway station, he ends up seeing Ray Pember walking. So Light puts on his hood looking like he about to hit a lick. So he gets behind him and says, Ray Pember, don't move a fucking muscle.
Oh,
or I'll
God.
drop your ass right here. So
Oh,
Light
God.
tells this man that he's Kira. And to prove it, he said, look over there. You see that nigga with them glasses on? I'ma drop that nigga right now. And bro right here starts having a heart attack and dies. Bro straight up off this man in the public eye. And then Light told him, don't worry, you shouldn't feel bad for him. He was a registered sex offender and a PDF file. Caught
Wow.
him talking to 3 little boys the other day. So
Holy
Light gives
shit,
him an
bro.
earpiece and tells him to board a train. So later on when he boards the train, Light tells him to open the envelope. And he sees all these papers. So Light says in his ear, I want you to write your boss's name and every single FBI agent that came here in Japan. Do what, I'ma drop your ass and your bitch right the fuck now. So Ray Pember writes down all the names.
That's
so
right,
after
he
this,
does.
Light told him wait 30 minutes and then get off the train. So 30 minutes pass. Ray Pember gets off the train and it happens. And right before the lights went out, this man looked up and saw who Kira was the whole time and thought before he died, you've got to be
Fucking kidding me. Yeah.
So after the lights went out for
Bye,
Ray
Ray.
Pember, so did the rest of the FBI's.
That's
'Cause
right.
The sheet that Ray Pember wrote those names on were Death Note sheets. So the other 11 agents that were in Japan and his boss shortly died right after Ray.
Correct.
And just like that, Light YAGMAI did the unthinkable. This man bitched the FBI.
Yes.
Because the director of the FBI calls L and tells him,
Mr. L, I'm sorry, but
America's gonna have to pull out of this one. This shit's getting out of hand. Now it seems that Light is ready to make his
I think we'd
victory
rather
lap,
not,
But
thank
there was
you.
one problem. There was a loose end.
Yeah.
And that loose end was Ray Pember's fiance.
That's
a
right.
former FBI agent. So she did some snooping around and quickly figured out whoever Kira was had to be on that bus. Also, she ended up figuring out that he can kill in other ways besides a heart attack. So a couple days later, she goes to the police station because she's basically figured out this entire thing. All
Pretty
she needs
much.
to know was who was on the bus. So
Pretty
when
much.
she goes to the police station and asks to speak to Light's dad, who is over the case, just by coincidence, Light walks in and overhears her talking about it. So Light was like, who the hell is this bitch?
Right.
So he walks up to
Nosy.
her and tells her, hi,
Nosy as hell.
excuse me, ma'am, my name's Light. Pleasure to meet you. You see, my dad is the chief of the police force, so I can help you out real quick. You know what I'm saying? So they end up walking outside and they start chatting it up. So the first thing Light asks is, Miss Beautiful Miss, can I have your name? So she says, my name's Shoko Maki. So
Oh,
Light already
thank
has
you.
the name. So now his plan was to just talk her up, figure out what she knows, and if she knew too much, he was gonna offer.
That's
so
right.
they kept
It's a
on
good plan.
talking, and she just kept on yapping. But everything she said was right. And the real stinger was, she said that, so my fiance said that he showed somebody his ID and he wasn't supposed to. So whoever he showed his ID to, that's most definitely Kira. So Light was like, shit, she knows way too much. She got to die now. Cause if
I
they
agree.
pull up them bus cameras, Light's cooked. So
That's
here
right.
goes this sinister ass nigga. So bro starts asking her questions, but in reality, he's writing down her name. So Light thinks he's got her, but a couple of more seconds pass, and she's still alive. So Light ends up figuring out, because Ryuk's ass was laughing at him the whole time, that she used the alias. So that was not her real name. So Light is starting to panic. It is do or die right now, because if she gets back to the police station, he's done. So he pulled this last trick out of his ass and told her, well, you see, ma'am, it's gonna be actually impossible for you to go back to the police station because they're very busy right now. But it's okay though, because I'm on the Kira task force. Oh my gosh, really? Yeah, I have connections to L too. So this Pinocchio, long-nosed, lion-ass nigga basically baited her and told her, you know what, man,
it was
you're
a good
really
bait
smart.
too.
You should join the task force with us. All you gotta do is show me your ID so I can check your credentials. So obviously, she jumped at the idea because she wants to bring her fiance's killer to justice. So she whips out her ID and it's over. Light saw her real name, wrote it down, and made the Cosby of unaliving herself. So right before tragedy was about to strike, she asked this man, why do you keep on looking at your watch? Oh, because I'm Kira. Duh, stupid bitch. And it was over. She ended up walking away, and she's going to unalive herself in GTA. And while she's walking away, this sick nigga is just talking and saying, oh, ma'am, what's wrong? You still need to use my phone, right? I thought we were gonna catch Kira. And what makes this even more tragic, they never found her body. We don't know what the hell happened to her. All
She
we
did
know
a good
is that
job.
she unalived herself.
That part,
And
she
with
did a
that,
really
the
good
bus-jacking
job.
incident comes to a close.
Boom.
Alrighty, chop,
All right.
chop. Moving on, we got more people dying. Flip
That's
the
right.
board for our next set of eliminations. Now, obviously, we know Light's biggest opposition is L, one of the smartest characters in fiction. This nigga's anime
He's so
Sherlock
smart.
Holmes, and this man
He's
was on
really,
Light's
really smart.
ass 24/7 because he always had a hunch that Light was Kira. I mean, he literally walked up to bro and said, "Hey man, my name's L, and I think there's a 5% chance that you're Kira."
What?
Right, he was
I'm
weird
not
though.
sure all the way, but there's like a 5% chance, bruh. He had this man join the Kira task force to keep an eye on him more. He even had cameras set up in his room, watching him 24/7. So you know damn well that he was watching him yanking his shit.
Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. No. Oh my lord.
You're a victim.
That no. Why? Just why? Please no. Stop it.
And don't be acting like I'm reaching. You think Light was cracking Misa? Fuck no, he hated this bitch. Speaking of that,
Nah, Light was definitely cracking Misa. You really don't think Light wasn't cracking Misa? Like, serious, you really don't think he wasn't making her shut up in the best way possible? Like, let's be serious right now. Come on. Let's all, like, yeah, that face right there. Come on. Yeah. He was doing something, because there's no way. Let's get to it though.
Introduce the accomplice, the second Kira, Misa, absolute brain dead. This girl suffers from brain rot. And she's just deeply in love with this nigga. And the reason why is because her parents were murdered. And lo and behold, guess who brought justice to the murderer? Off that nigga. And how she got a death note is even crazier.
Yeah, she got one
too.
too.
She was walking home and she got approached by some crazy ass stalker nigga, and he was ready to kill her. So a Shinigami named Jealous, that was weirdly in love with her, decided to save her life and kill the stalker at the cost of his life.
Correct.
So Rim decided, I might as well give her the death note. He would have wanted it this way. And tada, Miss Brainrot became the second Kira. So Light decided to use her because she had the Shinigami eyes and she could see any person's name just by looking at them.
Yeah, she made the deal. Because, you know, again, not very bright. Not to say that the deal is bad. I mean, and for her it wasn't too good, but still, it's useful. It's useful.
But at the cost of halving your lifespan, though.
That part.
Light knew he needed her to dep in his bag so he could kill people 10 times easier.
That part.
He made her pose as his girlfriend.
Remember what I was just saying when he was like, nah, he wasn't smashing? Light was smashing. There's no way Light was not smashing. Light was smashing.
So time passes, and one day, L ends up capturing Misa, suspecting her of being the second Kira, because they raided her apartment and just found a bunch of shit. So she got put in confinement. So Light said, it's time to activate my master plan.
That's
so
right.
To make sure Misa did not confess, he had Rim make her relinquish ownership of the Death Note, so it would wipe all of her memories of it. Then had Rim and Ryuk swap notebooks. And in the notebook, he wrote down 2 BS rules that basically said, if the person that is using the notebook hasn't wrote down a name in 13 days, they die. And if you destroy the notebook, all the humans that have used it will die. So he told Rim, go give this notebook to a greedy, power-hungry bastard and let them become Kira, while I give myself up to L, relinquish ownership of the Death Note, and go into solitary confinement for a total of 50 days. And that's what Light did.
Yes, he did.
On day 7 of his confinement, Light gave up his ownership of the Death Note and lost all of his memories of it to take all suspicion off of him. And on day 15, the murders started back up again. And the person murdering these people was Mr. Kiyosuke Higuchi of the Yotsuba group. So him and this group decided to kill other businessmen to further the growth of their company. These niggas was Disney just building a bigger monopoly. But their downfall was they had some rats. And that was these two right here. Because they basically sold out and was talking to L the whole time.
That's
over time, after Light and Misa was released from confinement, and L and Light, the 2 smartest niggas on the earth working on the case simultaneously, ended up figuring out that it was Higuchi. So one night, they end up baiting him out with a fake broadcast saying that they're about to reveal who Kira is. So later on, while this man is speeding down the road, he ends up getting stopped by a cop. So the cop do his thing. He like, license and registration, please. So Higuchi's like, all right. But this man was not reaching for the license. He was reaching for the Death Note. And he made the Shinigami ideal so he could see the officer's name. So he wrote bro's name down, then just hit the gas and took off. So this man starts a whole high-speed chase, running from this cop. And about 5 seconds later, the cop ends up having a heart attack and crashes into the back of a truck.
Yes, he
Another
does.
victim by Truck-kun. Damn, this nigga's on a tear. So
Truck-kun is unstoppable, bro.
Arrest this nigga. And I kid you not, this shit went from Death Note to Tokyo Drift.
Real quick for a little bit. It was kind of cool.
L Light and Watery in the chopper, and they was not playing games. They said this shit ends tonight.
That's
so
right.
While this man Higuchi is speeding on the road, this man runs into a police blockade. So he ends up getting cornered and he is trapped. So he tries to drive the other way, but FaZe Watery is up here on the helicopter.
Where you going?
Says, not on
Absolutely
my watch,
not.
and shoots his tire out, makes him spin out, and he crashes into the wall. And it was over for Higuchi. They surrounded that man. So they cuff him, pin him down, and they start interrogating him. Now here is where this master manipulator plan comes full circle.
It's really
While
cool.
they're interrogating him, Higuchi tells him that there is a notebook that allows him to do all of his killings. So Light Dad goes in and searches the car, and he finds the Death Note. So when he touches it and starts looking through it, he ends up seeing Rim and freaks the out. So then the other detective comes over and he says, Chief, are you all right? The fuck you screaming for? Oh shit! So that man L says, bring the notebook over to the helicopter. So L gets the notebook and just starts staring into nothingness, just going into a deep thought. But he ended up realizing there has to be more than one notebook because there were 2 Kiras. And while that was happening, Light was like, let me see it. And Light grabbed the notebook and started tweaking.
That part.
He entered the avatar state.
Everything he forgot.
Into this man's head.
That
so
part.
L was like, bro, are you good? And Light was like, oh yeah, I'm perfectly fine. It swaps over to his face and it's over. This nigga just thinking, yes, I
got here. Right. We're almost at checkmate, baby. It's
so
almost checkmate.
A piece of paper that he had in his watch, plucks himself and makes him bleed, and writes down Higuchi's name with his blood. And 40 seconds later,
guess
while
what happens?
They're taking him back to the car to arrest him, Higuchi has a heart attack, falls to his knees, and dies. And look at this man's face, bro. It is all over. It was just about to get worse from here. So they get back to headquarters and they start looking over the Death Note and they find those fake bogus rules that Light made. And that fake 13 days rule basically cleared him and Misa's name. So they were off the hook. So this is when Light's mass manipulation went overboard. He made Misa go find the other Death Note, gain all of her memories back, then left a note saying, yeah, you remember that guy L? Find his real name and kill him. So she makes the Shinigami ideal again, cutting her lifespan in half again. And he makes her start killing people again. And this is where Rem ended up realizing what Light's full plan was. And that was to get suspicion back on Misa so that Rem would have to intervene and kill L to protect Misa because Rem deeply cared about Misa. So
it was a very, very good plan.
You're a victim.
Here we go, CSI.
That's it. It was just a good plan.
Pretty much wraps from here. The power goes out and she didn't already kill Waltery. This old man fighting for his life. So he ends up deleting all the data, and then a few seconds later, it happens. L has a heart attack, falls over, and before he dies, the last thing that he sees is this evil, dick-headed ass smirk just to rub it in at the last second, and the lights went out. L was dead.
Yeah. It was very satisfying.
Here comes the attitude swap.
Very satisfying.
Look at this fucker. He's like, oh, no, it was the Shinigami guys. You know, y'all, I'm not gonna
top tier acting right there.
I really do hate this nigga.
Why?
But I have to admit,
I don't hate him.
this game, this man is the best mass manipulator.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
This bastard.
Why would you hate him?
He ends up finding Rem's pile of ashes because she died because she was saving Misa, and Light just casually takes his death note back. So after this, Light was about to go on another mass murder requiem.
Yes,
this man stands at the top of the building, pulls out his pen, and just started going on a rampage.
Yep,
These
everybody
two
getting name getting written down.
The task force that were basically convicts. Yeah, it was raps for them. Bootleg Nina Williams. She's out here riding her motorcycle. She has a heart attack, crashes the motorcycle, and dies. And this next one was tragic. This dude right here, Iber, his wife and kid walks in.
They had to watch it.
And the kid's like, Daddy! Just to see his dad's corpse fall on the ground.
That's right. Trauma.
Oh, man. And y'all remember the Yotsuba group? They thought they were scot-free.
They are not. They're all gonna die.
This is a new start for Yotsuba. Yeah, man. Our stock is about to roar. Just for this man to fall over, cough up blood, and old boy right here knew he was cooked. He has a heart attack, and every single member of the Yotsuba group died. But Light didn't stop there. Now, I have a theory, because they didn't confirm this, but I honest to God think that this is true. While he's on this killing montage, it shows all the past news reporters that have reported on this man. Now, you see this woman right here. Peep this. On this board where it shows a bunch of criminals being wiped out, she is on the bottom right, and her picture goes out. So that tells me this nigga killed all of the news reporters that said some shit about him.
Yeah, why not?
I'm actually fucking sick.
You gonna be sick?
Fuck bad press. Y'all can suck my dick, TMZ.
There's no such thing as bad press. Well, I'll show you. Yeah. I'll show you what's up. You're gonna learn today.
Over the next 5
he was cooking.
years,
he was really cooking.
Killings increased tenfold because there was nobody that could stop him.
That's
so
right.
This is a time where this man had to have dropped off at least 100,000 plus.
For sure.
America claimed him as law, judge, jury, and executioner because they couldn't do
anything about it. Yeah.
George Bush old ass, you know he ain't do shit.
No.
But I can't blame the old nigga because life's
what are you gonna do about that?
Just got worse.
Yeah.
And worse.
Like, don't be out here fucking up. Don't be out here fucking up.
I mean,
and let Light hear about it.
Truck Kun on command.
Hey,
and the most
you don't want
thing
that.
This man ever did was go to L's grave and just start derangingly laughing his ass
he did.
off.
The best meme ever.
He has his ass up. He's twerking at his grave and spitting on his shit. I mean, look at that thing. That shit is moving. This nigga Light said, "Fuck, ate my testicles, nigga." And with Light's victory, we now move into our final set of evidence. Now, at this point in time, Light has taken the mantle of L. Yes, Light just didn't kill L. He took his whole flow. His whole name. And L's successors, Nier and Mello, are now on his ass. So Mello and the Mafia decided to kidnap the director of the MPA so they could trade him for the Death Note. So guess what Light did? Ding, 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 you probably guessed it. Light kills the director of the MPA, so the Mafia will lose their leverage. But guess what? That's just the start of this last little list that
That's
I have.
right.
So you want to hear some more
A lot of
shit?
people get
I
off.
got you. So since Light killed the director of the MPA, Mello and the Mafia decided, let's kidnap this man's sister so they could get more leverage. So after
that's
this whole
cool.
trade went down and they got back his sister, she was so traumatized by this experience. Her mind was broken. She
Right.
was so fucked up she couldn't even talk.
She was
Had her
pretty
in
much a
wheelchair and
marshmallow.
everything at Arkham Asylum. And
Yeah.
his sister was sadly a victim of his actions. But
Yes,
guess
that
who
part.
also was a victim of his actions?
You'll
His
never guess.
daddy. Yeah. This man used his dad as a pawn. So
I mean,
to
his
get
dad was
back
the
that
police,
Death Note,
so
Light decided
whatever.
to relinquish his. It made Misa send a message that said, Kira will be relinquishing his Death Note to somebody in the task force. And guess who took ownership of that Death Note and made the Shinigami ideal? His daddy. So later on, they end up raiding Mello's hideout. And at the end of the raid, Light tells his dad to confront Mello. So while Light's dad is confronting Mello, Light's dad was hesitant about writing his name down and killing him. So one of the dudes that was left alive shoots his dad in the back, and Mello blows up his hideout. So after this, they are in the hospital, and Light's dad is about to die.
Anybody surprised
so you know
here?
what this sick, pathetic bastard does? He
No?
says,
Okay, I
Dad,
didn't think so.
please, before you go, you've got to write his name down.
Is this nigga serious?
Come on, old motherfucker, help me out here, damn it. Do something useful for your son before you fucking die.
Oh my God. Get him the fuck out of here. Get him the, please. Black, get him the
Applying for the
fuck
routing table.
out of here.
Wow.
Like, I can't begin to
Wow.
tell you how pathetic this shit was. Yo,
You're not-
dad
I'm not gonna
is
lie.
about to die because of your actions.
It-
by the
it's
way,
not very
and you
good.
begging
It's not a
this
good
nigga to
look.
Get somebody's name for your personal gain. Sick bastard. And this wasn't even the worst part. Since his dad had the Shinigami eyes, he looked at Light and said, "Oh, sonny boy, I'm glad to see that you not Kira because I could see your lifespan. I could die at peace." This man's dad died not knowing that his son was Kira because he relinquished that Death Note. Because the thing was that if you were a user of the Death Note, a person with Shinigami eyes could not see your lifespan. So his dad died living a lie.
Correct
Sickening
again.
Shit. And his blood is on Light's hands. So this man
again.
joins Doflamingo in the Patricide Club.
Hey, it's cool. It's
we've
not a
come
bad
down
club.
to
I mean,
our
do we like
last
Dofi?
Major victim.
We like
and
Dofi.
This one was just peak manipulation.
It was.
So while
It was very
Kira's
good.
influence was
It was
growing
very
stronger
good.
in the world, and Light was out here inciting riots to stop Nier, he needed the right people to spread his message.
That's
so
right.
the ex-Kira, Teru Mikami, who was basically Light's right-hand man, that
That's
he
right.
personally chose after making Misa relinquish her Death Note again and losing all of her memories, decided we need a change of management. So this fat nigga, Demigawa, who is
Yeah.
the leader of Kira's kingdom and
Bruh.
is the spokesperson for this cult, decided to stream their Sunday service on TV.
Tell me how you feel now.
The Church of
So
Kira.
Mikami said, fuck these niggas. So he deletes every single one of these lunatics on live TV. Then he saved Demigawa's fat ass for last. He said, the doors of the church are open, but not for you.
Oh no.
So after Mikami disbanded the Church of Kira, he chose a loyal supporter of Kira to be the next spokesperson. And that was Kiyomi Takeda,
That's
Light's
right.
ex-girlfriend back in college. So you see where this is
Full
probably
circle.
gonna go, right? So Light convinced the task force that we should use Shorty to get some more leverage on Kira and find out who that is. But obviously, Light had ulterior motives with her. So one night, he meets up with her. So here go this manipulation Riz. How you doing, Shorty? You look as fine as
Not the
ever.
manipulation Riz.
And he
Ew.
just had her in the palm of his hand. So he basically told her, look, Shorty, I'm Kira, and I see that my dog has chosen you as my spokesperson. So I'ma make you the goddess of the new world. And she was so ecstatic. She was entrenched in this nigga.
She was like,
yeah, y'all
swear.
can probably guess what happened after this. Now
was
they
great.
don't show it, but let's be real.
We
Light
know what
laid the pipe
happened.
on her ass.
Oh yeah, for sure. For sure, for sure.
How good is that shit?
How good is that dick, bitch?
So
Get
after
it.
Light got done
Get
getting
it.
his freak on and and getting Takada to work with him, he had Shorty basically being another Kira. So he made Mikami make a fake notebook and sent the actual names to Takada, bringing her in and making her do some damn killing. And she was just dignitized. She had that Jeffrey Dahmer syndrome.
That's
Shorty's
right.
was just fiending over that nigga for some odd reason. But time for shit to get crazy. So one day, Takada ends up getting ran up on and kidnapped by Mello. So a couple hours passed and Mello started trying to interrogate her. Bro pulled out the gun and said, all right, chop chop. Take off them clothes and start shaking them booty cheeks. I'ma blow your fucking brains out, bitch.
Wow.
So while she starts stripping,
Don't
she
be
ends up taking
weird.
a piece of the death
Wow.
note out that she had on her bra. So while Mello's transporting her in the back of this truck, she ends up calling Light and she on the phone saying,
Oh my God, baby, please help me. This weird nigga came, put me in the back of a truck, and told me to shake my booty cheeks.
so Light said,
Oh
"Baby, calm
no.
down. Now, did you do what I told you to do if you ever got in a situation like this?"
Yeah.
And that is what she did because she wrote Mello's name down and killed that nigga.
Good.
But Light, being a sick and twisted bastard, decided,
job.
nah, I'm gonna get as much out of you as I can until your gas tank is empty, bitch.
I mean,
so
that
Light
part.
told her on the phone,
The time has come. Execute Order 66.
That
so
part.
he made her call up Mikami and made her tell him, send me as many criminals as you can so I can go on a killing spree. So while she was doing that, Light was just sitting in the car on the way to go pick her up. And in his head, he just said, man, you know what? You should have never went to that frat party without me, bitch. And it was all over for Shorty. Light made her unalive herself by burning herself alive and setting everything on fire
Correct.
to get rid of every single piece of evidence.
Yep.
And just like that, that was Light Yagami's final victim.
Yup.
Because the next day on January 28th, this
It was
nigga
up.
got... Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, with the final confrontation with Nier, Light got cooked.
Yeah,
This nigga
it
went
was
out
up.
so sad, bro. Nier read this motherfucker like a book. It was actually fucking hilarious seeing this nigga lose his mind. Because Mikami utterly failed. So Light tried to pull a fast one, but Matsuda just dumped bullets in his ass.
Yeah,
so for
sure
Light to
did.
escape, Mikami just unalived himself. Nigga committed seppuku, and Light just ran away. But they didn't even bother
seppuku.
chasing him. He was done. So Ryuk, watching over the whole thing, was just like, well,
Wow.
I'll give it to you, Light. You was one entertaining motherfucker.
That
But I
part.
need my notebook back. And on January 28th, 2010, anime's most deadliest serial killer dies of a heart attack.
That's right.
Man, how everything
It was
comes
good times.
full fucking circle, doesn't it, buddy?
It was good times.
All right,
Good
everybody, it's time for our
watches.
final tally. Now, obviously, keeping kill
God.
count in this is literally impossible.
Yeah, I'm
because
not
there
keeping
were
kill count
mad
this time.
off-screen deaths, and he just wasn't killing criminals; he was killing innocent
Everybody.
people too. And
Everybody's
also
a
people
victim.
with just petty crimes. He probably killed your ass if you got a speeding ticket. That's this
Probably.
motherfucker was just evil.
Probably,
you know
yeah.
how many
Not
families he
wrong.
probably tore apart doing this shit?
You're
A
not
lot.
wrong.
Shit, one like equals one prayer for these families, man. But here's what we'll do. If one of y'all can get an actual reasonable number and people actually agree with you, I'll pin the comment and we'll make that our number. But you know what that number gonna be right now? Drum roll, please.
A lot.
I ain't lying. Anyways, man, case closed. And that is
Okay.
another installment of Anime's Deadliest Serial Killers. So hope y'all enjoyed and get ready, baby. Because our next trial is gonna be
the
the beefiest
shredder.
one we've ever had. Yes. I'm already giving you a warning right now. So until then, I'm out this, huh? Yeah.
Are you ready for the shredder? Like it says, subscribe, like the video, turn on the notifications, comment. What do you think the tally is? Okay, we're on. I want to see. I want to see you go comment there. Let me know what you think here, and I will catch you in the meantime, in between time.